Let's talk about spiritual awakenings, because if you were brought to this video, likely it's because you have or currently are experiencing a dark night of the soul, or many tower moments, as I like to say. Basically, your life is probably falling completely apart, or it already has, right? Usually this happens in waves. This is what I like to call a dragon trial. And if you were not aware of that, you can check out my video somewhere up here. The good news is that no matter how trying this may be, no matter how difficult, it's a natural part of the journey, and you are not alone, my friend. There is plenty of assistance available to you. And so we're gonna go in this video 6 different steps or techniques you can take to kind of move as smoothly as possible through these painful, challenging transitions with the help of the dragons, if you allow them. But first, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Hannah, and I help people to own their powers and step into the driver's seat of their own life. And this is no truer for this particular video, where you just feel like life is beating the crap out of you, maybe, and like you're just in pure victim mentality, pure victim mode, feeling like there's nothing really you can do. There's always something you can do, my friend. So let's just dive right on into it. Number 1 is to get that higher perspective. And dragons can help you with this because they are higher dimensional beings. It is very easy for them to move between the lower and higher dimensions, and so they can help you get this higher perspective. Now, what this looks like is, I like to think of life as one big game. I like to think of it as a video game. If you haven't seen my video on that, I will also link that around here somewhere. But in a nutshell, you can think of it like this. Our higher self, our soul, is like the player of the game. And we, in this 3D reality, are like the avatars, okay? So we don't know everything that's going on. We may not even be aware of our higher self or our soul and what their plan is, what they're planning, but we are working in tandem together with them. Once you recognize that this is all just a game, it helps to take like the sting out and make it not so painful. You can start to see it as fun, even when your life is totally falling apart. Because if you think about fiction, right? You think about books, movies, video games, and the like. What kind of story would be interesting without a little contrast? What kind of story would be interesting if people's lives aren't falling apart? I encourage you, go do some homework right now. Go like watch some TV shows, some movies, play some video games, your favorite book, whatever. Do a little recon for a week or so. Let me know, just like, how frequent is it for people's lives to completely fall apart in fiction? There's a reason for this. It's called contrast. Contrast is necessary for us to really experience the highs of life. We have to first experience the lows. As always, I hope that makes sense and it is not too esoteric. Let me know if you have questions. So 2, and this relates to not only the dragons, but any of your guides, really, your higher self even, God, source, the universe, whatever. It's ask for help, ask for assistance. It seems so simple, right? But a lot of people don't realize your guides can't actually like create in your reality over your free will. You have to give them permission. You have to ask for their assistance before they can actually do anything. So you need to take the time to stop and be like, hey, I'd like a little help. I am giving you explicit permission to assist me here, and they will do it. 3, you gotta set boundaries, okay? This is especially important for dragons specifically, because dragons, especially fire dragons, they can get a little rough. They get a little wild. They feed off of that wild, chaotic energy, dangerous situations and the like. It's nothing to them. They love their dragon trials. That's why I like to say dragon trials. They love to, I guess, test people's resolve. They also, many of them don't know what it's like to be human and don't know what it's like to be in this 3D physical plane and how difficult it can be at times. So you just know that it's not disrespectful for you to be like, hey, I am way past my limit. Please stop. I need this to stop. An example I'll give with this is for many years, my main dragon guide, which is a fire dragon, would get me into like these dangerous situations with people. And she would think it's okay because I would always come out totally unscathed somehow. I've gotten in really bad situations with like stalkers and people coming at me with weapons and stuff like this, always unscathed somehow. And that's why she thought it was okay. What she didn't realize is that as a human, I carry the trauma from these situations like with me, right? We carry trauma in our bodies. It gets stuck and it perpetuates, and it can really mess things up for us. So I have since had to set the boundary with her and be like, okay, no more dangerous situations for Hannah, at least not until I clear all the trauma from the previous situations you have gotten me into. And anytime, it's just like training a dog. I always like to think of like spraying a dog with some water or something if they're peeing on the carpet. It's like anytime I sense that a dangerous person is getting in my vicinity these days, or I'm in a sketchy situation, I have a firm talk with her. I'm like, we talked about this. This is not happening. This is not allowed. You have to put up a boundary. You're not allowed to allow these people to get close to me. And she does, and she respects that now because we have that clear communication. So sometimes it's just a matter when you're in all these bad experiences and it's overwhelming, there's just not clear communication and boundaries between you and your dragon. And if you struggle with boundaries IRL with like people in your everyday life, trust me, my friend, probably you're struggling with boundaries with your guides as well. 4, mindfulness. And this kind of ties into point 1. This helps you to get a higher perspective. But just know that when we're in trauma, when we feel like a victim, we're having a dark night of the soul. We are like in our egos. We are in our 3D physical human body. We are detached essentially from our higher selves and that higher perspective. And it's almost like we're in this like weird like limbo state where we're not even fully in our bodies, right? Because we're just thinking, and that's the etheric realm. So the key is actually just to be present in your body without judgment of what you're experiencing, to just let it pass, because feelings and sensations, usually if we're not resisting them, if we can be fully present with them, they'll pass in about 3 minutes time. So the key here, I would say set a timer for 3 minutes whenever you're freaking out, you're having these fearful thoughts, or you're just in physical pain because of something. Set a timer for 3 minutes and just be present with these sensations somatically in your body. Try not to attach a story. If you start to attach a story, that's okay. Just stop yourself and be like, okay, what does this feel like? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel like frenetic energy? Does it feel like this weighing down kind of energy? Does it feel like it's a cool sensation? Cold? Does it feel burning? How does it feel somatically? Bring it down to just physical 3D sensations. And you can actually call on your dragons and other guides for this to assist you with this, to assist you in keeping you focused and present with these sensations. Once you've made that decision to do so, they will gladly assist and kind of burn away any distractions from your mind's eye, from your focus. And then once you are able to be present and allow these feelings to pass, boom, that higher perspective is able to come in. It clears the channel between you and your higher self, you and your spirit guides, you and your dragons. So 5 is to have fun. The dragons really cannot stress this one enough. Life is a video game. Again, it's supposed to be fun. We all signed up for this, even though we forget when we become the avatar and we get locked into the story, right? And into the drama, sucked into the drama. It's meant to be fun. It doesn't have to be so serious. I just think of Joker from like the Dark Knight movies, like, why so serious, right? So your dragons can help you to have fun. They can help you to not take it so seriously, to have that higher perspective. Again, if you'll allow them. Even if you won't. If you start to be too serious and too depressing, they will like poke at you and play until they get a smile, until they get a little laugh. And know that the more you're smiling, the more you're laughing, the more you're having fun, the quicker you're going to be able to transmute these things and anchor into that higher vibrational frequency. So if you're really you find you're stuck in the drama, no matter what you do, you tried the other points, nothing's working, put on like some sitcom or something. Go watch silly like YouTube videos. Go watch some cat videos, okay? Promise that will lift your frequency enough for you to get out of your head and to kind of push things ahead. Finally, number 6, make the conscious choice to choose trust, okay? Know that we create our reality through our intention and through our choice, not just our thoughts. Our thoughts basically we can choose whether or not we attach to them. And so therefore, through our choice, we create reality. So no matter what thoughts you're having, notice them and then be like, I choose trust. Even though I am scared shitless right now, I don't know how I'm gonna pay rent. I feel like I'm gonna get evicted. I don't see how I'm gonna get a new job here anytime soon. You're really in this like trauma state, right? You can't see a way out. You can stop those thoughts and choose trust in that moment and totally rewrite the trajectory. And you can continue to choose trust every time you get those negative thoughts. This reprograms your mind. It'll feel fake at first, but eventually over time, it will take root. This is how you reprogram your subconscious mind. And as always, the dragons would love to assist you with this. If you're just struggling, you feel like you can't manage it all, you can just surrender it up to the dragons, okay? You can surrender up your fears. Dragons with their fire, it's really quite magical. It can alchemize things. So it can take the dense frequency of fear and it can just burn that and turn it into like the higher vibrational frequency of joy, of fun, of empowerment. So when worst comes to worst, just take everything you've got. You can even do a little ritual where you write it all down on paper and then just give that to your dragons. Be like, okay, it's too much. I can't do it. Take this from me. Burn it. Set it on fire. And they will do so. And you, my friend, will live happily ever after. I promise. I promise it gets better. It gets better. So that was the video. Let me know if you've tried any of these things. If you have other methods that have worked for you, if you've got any questions, I always like to have like feedback going. I do my best to read all the comments and to get back to them. Just let me know below. And if you feel like you would like, more assistance moving through these transitions, first off, take my free quiz, What's Your Psychic Superpower? That'll get you on my mailing list. And once you're on my mailing list, you can be informed of when I launch a program I'm currently working on, a group coaching program, where we're going to create a sense of community and a safe space for people going through dark nights of the soul and dragon trials, feeling like we're all alone in this. So that's definitely something that is in the future as of filming this video. Stay tuned. You can always hit up my website in the description below for my other services, and I would be happy to work with and assist you in any way that I can. As always, my friend, if this video resonated with you, me and the dragons would love you forever if you can give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be updated when I post new videos, because my schedule is super erratic at times. And as always, I am just sending you off with so much love and light. I really appreciate you guys and what you're doing. I know it doesn't always feel like a lot. Sometimes you want to give up. Sometimes it feels like you're just struggling to survive, right? But know that just by being here, continuing to live and just continuing to exist, you're doing enough. You're doing enough, my friend. So mad love to you guys. Until next time, stay powerful.